like you're supposed to have it all together, but inside you're wondering how everyone else makes it look so easy, you're not alone. This is Southern Sisters, a place for women who want to grow without the guilt, find purpose in the messy middle, and be reminded that you were made for more. Make sure you stick around. We always save the bloopers for the end. Welcome to our episode of Southern Sisters. We're so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, we have a great episode, and we are going to talk a little bit about the power of hope. But before we jump into that, we have our icebreaker question, which is share a favorite memory from our Universal trip. We went away for Evie's birthday right before Thanksgiving, and we spent the week playing and having fun and just being without kids and just living it up for a couple of days, and it was amazing. And so we all want to share our favorite moment from that. I think my favorite moment was that we got to see Evie and meet her sisters better. Like, we see Evie at all of our stuff, but usually, like, when you get married, you're a unit, like Josh and Evie. Like, Josh and Evie are the unit. And having her away from Josh and with, like, her sisters and cousin that were there and were super sweet, like, it was just a lot of fun to just be girls.
That was actually what I was going to say. My favorite thing was seeing how, like, these two different families, like, how you guys interacted with each other and just bonded and talked, and it was really cool.
It could be really horrible. It could be a train wreck to have two different worlds collide.
Right.
Like,
or awkward.
When I'm hosting like a party or something and I'm like, oh man, we've got this friend group and then we got this friend group, like all my worlds, whenever they collide, it could be a freight train. Yeah. But this weekend was amazing. It was magical. Like the way that I got to know your sisters and your cousin, like it was amazing. I was just so glad to see you have just this support group of people that, like, it's only a portion of who you have lifting you up. Because I know you are so good at relationships and like having best friends forever. Like I so admire that you've had best friends since you were like little, you know. And anyways, it was really cool for me to see that too. My favorite time, besides all of the amazing rides that we went on and being able to be together, and calling our room the old lady room because we were all tired and sore. And
that was so
it's
funny.
like, this is where the deep blue and the deep blue and the ibuprofen stay.
Y'all had old lady names.
Exactly. Yes. My favorite, I learned a new game on this trip that I had never heard of before, and it's called Guess My Fart.
Oh my goodness.
And I'd never heard of this game before, but the way you play is, and your husband's like, y'all go home and play this with your husband.
Fulham House, Fullm House. They do this as a couple and as a whole family. Like,
she's
their
not
whole
the one
family
that
does it.
showed us or anything.
No.
I'm trying to be discreet, Lindsay. Jeez. This is where you find it, and this is...
Oh, I've never heard of this game. Tell us more.
Where did you hear about this game?
Who played it?
Anyways, so you say, okay, guess my fart. Okay. Before you actually do the deed. And then they got to say, or something. All right. And then when you fart, when you toot, when you fluff, whatever you want to call it, they got to see if they have to see if they're right.
Yeah.
And if they're right, then you laugh
just
like
die
crazy.
laughing.
Yes.
It's crazy.
So did you start playing at home?
No, not yet. I didn't even tell Jared about it yet, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
He's not the kind of person I would do that around.
It's the kids.
Okay.
And you don't do it as the mom.
Toot on command.
No, you don't do it as the mom. You teach Atticus how to do it. Or you, like, Austin will do it.
Or Brookie.
Because they fart all the time. Yeah, and you teach them to do it, and that is so funny. When you're the mom and you're the only one doing it, it's weird, okay?
Yeah,
you get to be the cool kid.
Yeah.
You get to be like, guys, listen to this game.
And then you go 6, 7, and they're like, yeah, this is great.
No, Jade actually hates 6, 7.
Yeah. Oh, good. I'll do that.
Well, Brooklyn came home and she's like,
new thing to do, like the Grinch. Somebody had a video that went viral of the Grinch at Universal. The kid was like 6, 7. He was like 8, 9. So now parents are everywhere doing that. It's making the kids so mad. 8, 9.
why is it the Grinch?
He just did it and it went viral.
The Grinch did it?
Yeah.
Some Grinch. Okay,
Yeah.
not from the movie or anything.
No.
Okay, that's funny.
That is crazy.
Okay, my favorite part of this trip was I was really sad because one of my favorite things to do is to watch people experience things that I've already experienced. And I was super crushed because I couldn't ride any of the big rides that were crazy and scary. So getting the videos, like they'd come off a ride and then getting the videos of the pictures of their faces while like at the scariest parts, that was one of my favorite things to watch them all. Like some of them were panicked, some of them looked like they were gonna throw up, some of them looked like they were crying.
Like they're praying.
Like yes,
There was a lot of prayer going on.
yeah, and like having the time of their life, and that was really fun. And then the second thing was, this was the first trip that I think I've been on that I got to take all of the years of experience and like come up with a plan. Like I was the only one that knew that place inside and out. Megan's the closest one, and she knows it pretty inside and out. But like to do that and be like, map out a plan and have your plan go perfectly. It was like
No, it
perfectly.
was for real perfect.
And that has never happened, even with my family.
Yeah.
Like to know where we're going and where to eat and what was the best places and which rides to go to first. And
I don't think we waited
no,
we got to ride
crazy.
everything at Epic. I was so amazed
And
that we
some
did.
things more than once.
Because I watched some TikToks of people that go to Epic like without the express pass, and
You don't get to do
they
anything.
don't get to do everything.
I felt like it felt like I won the lottery when things were happening. I was like, it's working according to plan.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
No,
So
yeah.
It was so fun to get to watch.
and
their
that
faces.
included sitting down and getting to eat.
Yeah. Yes. Several times.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Hey, I
good
can't
food.
not plug here. If you need a Universal trip, then you need a travel advisor because they tell you all the very best ways to do things.
Yep.
And my clients get to do that whenever
Yeah.
I tell them.
Megan is incredible. And so it's so fun to have Megan. I'd be like, hey, Megan, what do you think we should do, this one or this one? And she'd be like, we should do this one. So it's fun to like work against and then have everybody else be like, we don't know where we're going or what to do. And we're like,
Passenger
"Let's go."
princess.
No, that was
time.
the best
Totally,
thing.
totally.
Like, because if you ask me, I'm such an indecisive person.
Yeah.
But if you tell me like this is what we're doing,
Yeah.
I'm just like, let's
Well,
do
Evie
it.
and I talked
Yeah.
about that before in a hand. I'm like, do you want me to ask you things? And she's like, yeah, I could ask other people and I said, do you want me to tell you what to do? And she said, yes. So I was like, done.
Yes.
I will not
Best
make you make a
trip
decision.
ever.
And she told us what rides weren't worth it. And
Yeah.
they weren't worth it.
Yeah. Okay,
Because
good.
I did go
And then when I
ride
went
one
on them,
later,
I was
and
like,
you?
oh no, this is
it
lame.
was the other one at How to Train Your Dragon.
The
Oh,
ships
yeah.
one, the one with the
Not
water.
the ship one.
The flying
The
one.
other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
it
one
was
was
lame.
like 30 seconds long.
Yeah.
It was
You had to
And a
wait
long
forever.
wait. Yeah. Good. That made me happy. So it was a great trip. I thought it was really fun.
My other favorite part is that we had a pregnant woman there and that I could go rest at the hotel and make it look like I super cared about her. So I would force her to go back. Megan's
She's
mad.
like,
Megan's angry about us.
Courtney would
Megan didn't
say-
have that idea.
There
I thought
was
of it
one
first.
day when Megan was like, Courtney looks at me in the face and she goes, you need a nap, don't you?
No, I said you're gonna go back to the hotel after
I was like,
lunch.
no, I'm fine.
And you're gonna lay down because you're on trip 14 and you're pregnant. Like how many weeks pregnant?
22.
And you're psycho.
You just
okay?
got off of a cruise.
Yeah,
Like I
and
know
I
did.
cruises
Yeah.
are relaxing, but
easy.
And you just did the
that's how it's
Jurassic.
supposed to
You
be.
just did the Jurassic Park fall, okay, in a boat. So like you need
Yeah.
to chill.
You need to go back.
So I was right, but also I enjoyed resting too. I needed it.
Well, I was like, that's a great idea. And Courtney was great because she made me go back and do stuff. So I did get more rest than I thought I would. So it was good. Also, I was really proud of myself. I feel like I was like,
You were such
Getting
you had
it.
such a good attitude and you weren't
I
acting
wasn't
like you
too
felt
tired.
horrible.
I think it's because I'm like far enough along now where I stopped being so.
and she
Sick.
walks fast for a pregnant.
Dude,
Right?
and I was trying real
she is
hard
in
to
shape
walk slow.
because of
Yeah.
her walks that she does
Made
in the
me feel
morning.
so
Like
good.
she was
Thanks,
She
guys.
was out walking all of us.
Yeah, you
It's
were.
incredible.
It was fun.
Sight to behold. Okay.
Right?
So we are going
I needed
to
that
have
today, guys. Thanks.
Our Ask a Sister question kind of goes with the holidays because that's where we're all in the middle of. How do we keep the holiday season simple and not get bogged down with having the pressure of being the memory magic maker?
I love Evie asked this question this week on our Marco Polo as sisters, and I'm
That's
really
where Megan
glad
got it
we
from.
included it. I did. Yeah, because
I think more people feel this.
explain how you were feeling.
I was just feeling like I wasn't really looking forward to Christmas this year because it was already December 1st and I was just thinking about all the things that I haven't gotten done yet. And Sometimes I just feel like I wish holidays could be simple.
Yeah.
And not have the pressure of, the matching family, Sunday outfits and matching family pajamas and the holiday parties where you have to bring a white elephant gift. And it's just, sometimes I wish it could just be simple.
Yeah.
And the class parties.
Yes, and the class parties, and now that's the dress-up days and
the church parties.
You don't want your kid to feel like, they're not getting to participate. And
the band concerts.
Yes, and the class Christmas party.
And sing-alongs. And the
yes.
So what do we do?
So for me, it's having certain things done by December 1st. So I feel like other things are not as big of a deal. Mm-hmm. So, and then also making a list of what the top priorities are for me that I enjoy and that my kids enjoy. Like asking them, like, okay, what is the most important thing for you that we get to do for the Christmas season? And then also writing things down is a huge help. Like, because it's all just mumbo jumbo in your brain and it's all scrambled in there. Yeah. And so if you write it all down, and then I still need to do this, but I need to talk with Josh, and then actually setting a date for things. Like, this is when we're going to do this. This is when we're going to do this. Like, that is a huge help.
Yeah.
And also, I'm going to write a letter to myself like Courtney did.
That has changed my season this year, honestly. Like, it has made me feel like I am being intentional about Christmas. And it's hard for me because it's my busiest time of year, and it's like tax season for accountants. And it could just run away from me. Like last night, I didn't put the Relief Society Christmas party on my calendar, and I am in the Relief Society presidency. So I'm like, my aunt texts me and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. What do you need?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Why?" Yeah. She's like, "I just wonder where you were. Like, where are you?" I'm like, sitting at my desk working all night. So I think forgot it was
another thing
tonight.
Is letting some things go.
Yeah.
Like, I think to say no.
That is the important piece.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
You obviously needed that day to not have anywhere to be at.
Yeah. And I feel like you're saying no. When you say yes to things, you're saying no to other things. So what are you saying no to because you're saying yes to this thing? Yeah. And I wish I would have gone last night, but I didn't plan for it. So it didn't happen.
And it's okay.
But, yeah, it's fine.
I one thing that's helped me this year is I've been trying to follow my energy seasons, or like my what's the word?
When she has bursts of energy, she wants to take advantage of it and actually do things, even if it's before the time she's supposed to do them, because she's feeling the energy to do them.
Yes.
That's what it's called.
That's like wrapping all your presents.
Yes.
Like
So
putting up the Christmas tree.
Putting up the Christmas tree. And Adam, I didn't even realize that it was, he said, it was the day after Halloween, Lindsay.
It
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I knew I had this 2-week thing where I was going to be out of town. I'm like, let me just do it when I feel like I want to do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And so I did it. And so now all my presents are wrapped. So those are done. And I think if you follow when you are excited about something, then it like cuts down on your list so much. Like, I think I'm always going to put my Christmas stuff up early. We've been listening to Christmas music for weeks, and it's like the first week of December. Like, I think I'm just going to do things when I want, instead of feeling like we always did it the day after Thanksgiving because my mom did it like that. I'm like, we don't need to do that. Let's just do it early. Like, and don't put up everything if you don't want to put up everything. And if you're too tired to get that out, don't get it out. And I like the Christmas jammy thing is important to me as a mom because I like the picture.
Yep.
And I want us to match on Christmas Day. So that's important to me. Things that are important to my kids are, if you ask your kids what they remember or what's important, it's completely different than what you think it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and I feel like one of the things that are, number one for me, it's to keep it Christ-centered. So to get rid of the junk that doesn't matter.
Yep.
And to get rid of all of the things. And yes, they're going to have things on Christmas morning, but like to get rid of all the little bitty garbage stuff that just doesn't matter, and it just makes us stressed out,
just
and
adds more
spends
clutter.
more money. Yeah. And so for me, it's that, and also to keep it personal. So what are the things that our family does that is personal to us that we need to really lean into? One of that is gift from the heart. We did that when I was growing up, but Adam and I were talking about this last night. about our tradition about stockings. So I'm like, do you remember when this started? And he was like, no, I don't remember. I said, well, we just decided to do it on one night because we had time. And so we split the kids. So I took Kennedy, you took Austin. We ended up at the same store and we didn't know it. And we were going to go buy gifts for each other. And so we ended up at the same store. We saw each other from across like the lane, the aisle. And we were like, oh no. And so like we like hid from each other because we had stuff in our carts and the kids thought it was the funniest and funnest thing ever. So then we were like making it a game where we were like sneaking around the store to not run into each other. And then Adam and I'd be texting each other like, I'm going to go check out. Don't get anywhere near the checkout thing because we'll see each other's things. And then we sneak up behind each other and like go to another checkout thing where they can't see. So that started out as an accident, but then has turned into every year we go, and this is a twofer because stocking stuffers for mom is a lot and it's a lot of work. And it's like stocking stuffers can be a lot of work when you like forget about it. And then you're like, I'm going to fill these stockings with random garbage. Right. So I'm like, this is a genius idea. Let's do the stocking stuffers for each other. So then Adam fills my stocking and Austin fills Kennedy's and like we split each other and then we buy stuff for each other's stockings. And like, that's when I'll take the kids to get gifts for each other. Like, what do you want to get for Austin this year, Kennedy? And it has become such a fun tradition that was on accident. Those are the things that I want to lean into more. What is it that's about our family that's special, that's different from other people? And why is that important to us? And keep doing those things.
Yeah.
And build those things.
Yeah.
Build on that.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we are going to jump into our episode for today and just briefly talk to you about the power of hope. And where this kind of stemmed from is I had a story that I shared in the book that I wrote about an experience we had with faith and hope. And if you know my family, you know this is called the parable of the chickens, faith and hope. And this story was we got some new chickens. We've had chickens for the last couple of years. We were kind of integrating our flock. We had older big chickens and younger chickens. So we get these teen chickens and we're trying to put them with the big chickens. And we had 7 chickens that we were putting in our backyard. And if you don't know, chickens are nasty mean. They are so mean. And so it's kind of a delicate process to add to your flock. The big ones like survival of the fittest, like pecked to death, like these are all very real realities. It's crazy. Anyway, so we have these chickens and one morning we wake up. I remember it as clear as if it was yesterday. This was last year. So spring of 2024. We're getting ready to go to my son's baseball game. And one of the kids comes in and is yelling, it's like 3 chickens are dead. And I was like, what? And they were just dead on a log. There was a log that was outside that kind of the coop was like nestled up against. And they were just 3 chickens dead on a log. And so we went out there and looked at them. One of them was really dead. Then there was 2 of them that were just a little twitchy. And if you know chickens, then you know, like, they can still be a little twitchy even after they're dead. And so we kind of didn't know what to do, but the kids were like, they're alive. They are alive.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, oh, great. Okay, what are we going to do? So we thought, well, we'll try to nurse these chickens back to life. We dropped water in their mouth with droppers and we put food in their mouth, like with little spoons, and we're trying to like revive them. And I was like, I've got to go to a baseball game. Luke and Lily were like, we're going to stay and watch over the chickens. I'm like, that's great. You guys stay and watch over the chickens. And Lily was like, I'm going to name this chicken Hope. This chicken right here is going to be Hope. And I was like, okay. And then I was looking at the other chicken. I was like, well, I guess we need to name that one Faith because hope and faith always go together, right? So if you're working on faith, then you're going to have hope. Like you've got to have both. And so she was like, okay. And so I'm sitting at the baseball game. We'd been gone for about an hour and I get a text that said, Hope is dead. but faith is alive. And Luke, my older son, was like singing God Rest You and Keep You over the chicken grave. And like they took care of it. So when I came home, it was all done. And Hope was dead and buried by the time I got back to the house. But I always think about that story and I'm like, how is it not just the way it always is that hope is so much more fragile than faith?
True.
I think it's a superpower that we often forget about. And this time of year, I just wanted to talk about hope because I feel like it's not dead. But it is something that is fragile and something that we need to pay attention to. So my thoughts for today, my question is, why do you think hope feels harder to hold on to in certain seasons? Why is it so fragile?
I hate hope.
You do?
Tell us. Yeah, I feel like hope is too vulnerable for me sometimes, and I hate it.
Tell us more.
Explain.
Yeah.
Do tell.
I used to be in this mindset of like, expect the worst, hope for the best. But then it was like, expect the worst and you won't be disappointed kind of thing. Like there's some kind of like phrase in society that I kind of like adopted that. I guess I was around cynical people and kind of felt that way. So when I would hope, I just felt stupid. I don't know. It's like this vulnerability.
It didn't work out.
When it wasn't, like it was just hard to have patience, to just trust and to just hope that things would change and get better and people would change and get better. And like hope means that you're not in control. And so it's like you're not hoping for anything other than like something you can't control to change.
I feel like hope for me has changed. And it used to be, I'm hoping for this thing that I want to have happen in this way right now. And now it's like, I have hope that what is meant to be for me will work out in the right way. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Because for so long, I was like frustrated and angry and upset when things wouldn't work out the way I wanted right then.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I think I turned my hope to God, like truly just like wash my hands of it and be like, okay, you know what I need. You also know what I'm hoping for. But like I have learned enough that when it's not what I wanted, it still works out differently.
So what you're saying is you have taken hope and through your journey have taken it from just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Which what it sounds like when you say hope for the best, expect the worst. Like it's just wishful thinking to something that is more God rooted because you're walking hand in hand with him.
And his will. Because there's so many times in my life like that I've hoped for things. I hoped to get married to the right person and find my person. I hoped for children so many times, at least 3 for 15 years. Like, and then sometimes I look back on my life, I'm like, okay, it hasn't happened the way I thought it would, but he's blessed me with the things that I needed at the time. And now I feel this overabundance of blessings. Like we talked about our older selves, like our younger selves, like if they could see our lives now, what would they think? Mine would be shocked that I am like doing the things that I'm doing, but it's all from letting go of the wishful thinking and being like, okay, like it happened this week where I was talking to Mom on the way here and I was like, you know, there's something that happened in my business this week that I was really disappointed in, and things that I thought would take our business from where it is now to like the huge step forward. And when it didn't work out, I literally was like, I ate a Rice Krispie treat to make myself feel better. Because I brought one home from Disneyland and I've had it there for weeks. I'm like, I made myself feel better and wallowed in it for a second. And then I'm like, you know what? I am going to choose, because I had just seen a video where somebody talked about being a Christian and they said, be the type of person who, when something happens where it feels like a failure, that instead of looking at it like, well, that didn't work out and beat yourself up about it or be down about it, look at it and immediately start to say, what is God keeping me from? what is he protecting me from, rather than why didn't that work out? And that's not fair. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to practice this thing that I just heard that I really needed to hear for myself. And so this week I'm like, all right, I'm going to choose to look at this and be like, okay, if this is not going to work out for my good, I'm going to choose to believe that we're still going to be successful. And what is he protecting me from that we'll never know? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So letting go of your will is like literally the hardest thing I feel like you can do in your whole life.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a control freak like I am. Letting go of what I want to have happen to be like, okay, because your plan's way better than mine. So it's obvious to me over and over again that that is how it's happened.
But what about when it's the season of struggle and you can't, there's no understanding why? Like you don't see.
I feel like hope is tied to depression for me.
Okay, explain.
I feel like when I've hoped for the most important things, like when I've hoped the hardest, I've been so hurt. And so it's like crushed hopes and dreams, like is what it feels like. And so you're opening yourself up to this when you're hoping. I mean, it is, I've said this before, hope is a commandment. And that's sometimes the only thing that is keeping you keeping the commandments is knowing that it is a commandment, because you don't want to do it, but you do it because it's a commandment. You know, like that's one of the only things that reminds me that, hey, it's okay to hope for things. And it's you're supposed to, like, God wants you to hope for things. Mm-hmm. And even though it opens you up to hurt, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it, because having the feelings of hope, like, kind of take you to the next, a different frequency, kind of like thankfulness does, like gratitude. Having hope in things also brings you to that, I feel like brings you that same frequency of seeing things can be better, and seeing that things can change, and knowing and trusting in a God that is in control and does help things to change. You know, if you're not hoping, then you're giving up, you know, and it's so that defeated feeling of giving up, it's like either I hope and I open myself up to this vulnerable feeling and I have the possibility of getting hurt, or I give up and I am definitely hurt, because those feelings of giving up, they hurt too, because you're just defeated and feeling like nothing.
I feel like you're missing a step right in the middle. And I think the step in the middle is the hardest part. And I think it's being in the vulnerable place and being raw and open and waiting.
Oh, the waiting is definitely all part of hope.
It is like,
and it sucks. That's why I hate it. It's
that place of when you're like, and the best thing I can describe this is when you're, for me, the most gut-wrenching times was trying to have a baby, had an inspiration that we need to have a baby, try to have a baby every month to start your period. That letdown every single month is excruciating.
Oh, yeah.
And that, to stay in the place of being like, okay, for whatever reason, it's not supposed to happen now, but to still have hope and to be vulnerable and to stay in that place. That's the hardest thing, is like, stay in the raw, stay in the dirty, stay in the dirt with it.
Sucks.
And just be open and be vulnerable before you give up, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is the part where you're like, that's where you learn the most about yourself. That is where sometimes I've chosen to be angry at God. But the older I've gotten, the more I've learned to just pour my heart out and like let it all out and just cry. Like, I've had so many ugly cries where I'm just like on my knees, like, this isn't fair, and you know how I feel, and just help me through this, you know?
Yeah. The best thing that I can compare that to was whenever I had a newborn and it was just so hard, and people would say, just stick it out till they're 3 months old, it'll get better.
And that feels like forever.
And then I would stick it out till they were 3 months old, and it was not better.
Yeah.
And then people would say, just wait till they're 6 months old, it'll get way better. And we'd hit 6 months, not better. Yeah. They're like, just wait till they're a year old, I promise you, you know, everything will be okay. And finally they're a year old, and it was like, that's when things started to feel better for me. But yes, the waiting.
It's hard.
Oh,
I think part of the reason that I wanted to talk about hope was because there are going to be some circumstances and some situations where you never end up getting that relief in this life.
Yes.
Yep.
We laugh a lot. We are joyful people and we love big. But our parents have had a struggle for the last 5 years. Our dad has had Parkinson's and Lyme disease and pretty much just the whole toolbox thrown at him with things that were wrong and hurting and pain and
Out of nowhere
overnight. Our whole family changed because he has a sensitivity to light and sound, and that's all we are.
Loud
We are
noise.
light and we are sound.
Yep. Yeah.
I just want to share with you, if you are going through a season of struggle, it may not end in this life because of the road you're meant to walk, but I know that seeing my parents display the power of hope has been impactful to me and helped me in my times that are hard. Because if my parents can do it and not lose hope in the fact that one day he will get on the other side of this life and be healed, and not lose hope in the fact that through our Savior Jesus Christ, we have been saved so that we can be together forever.
And to get up every day and still have faith.
Yep.
You know? And to know who they are and remember.
That hope has been a driving force and it's been so powerful. So if you're struggling, just remember the power of hope. It starts so small. Just don't give up. Don't give up. I wanted to close with this scripture, Psalms 31:24. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that have hope in the Lord. And our reflection question is, where is God asking me to hold on to hope again this week? There is power in recognizing and turning to him and looking for that strength when you need your candle lit of hope. Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord and whose hope the Lord is. And I just want to encourage you that you're not alone and that we see you. And until next time,
Keep striving and we'll see y'all soon.
Now it's time for the bloopers.
One of the times I was like, oh my gosh, why do my shoes smell so bad? And then I was like, my feet have not smelled this bad since I was a teenager. It's like my daughter just borrowed my shoes. And that's how I knew. You can cut that story. But anyways, it was funny.